Kia ora everybody, Chris Farhi here from the Bayleys Insights and Data team. We've got Ankur Dakwale to talk about the biggest news in New Zealand real estate. Definitely not at Bayleys HQ today, so Ankur, whereabouts are we, man?
Yeah, so this is the newest development opportunity in Auckland CBD. It is the car park at 65 to 71 Federal Street in Auckland CBD. Consented for a 55-level apartment building, plus with ground floor retail. So if you want to learn more about this, please get in touch with Cameron Melhuge, James Chan, or David Bailey from the Auckland commercial team.
So cracking into the news, first up we've got our team who released our latest Christchurch commercial property market update. So one of the big themes in this latest report is that industrial occupiers are increasingly attracted to Christchurch. A couple of factors driving that include the lower rentals compared to some of the other major centres, the availability of modern buildings and the availability of developable land. So those are exciting for the industrial market down there. From an office building perspective, there's an increasing flight to quality down in the Christchurch market, with occupiers seeking modern premises to accommodate their staff. This is leading to reducing levels of vacancy, particularly in the prime sector in the market. And then finally, similar to other commercial markets around New Zealand, we're seeing a general softening of yields as interest rates rise.
The Bayleys commercial team has also launched the Workplace Issue 6. Now this is an EDM that is focused around the occupier side of the market and covers major leases around the country. Now this issue also covers off a couple of articles, including industrial relocation, so which looks at what you should think about and what you should look for when you're locating your industrial premise. You got the premises condition report, so this is what is it, why is it important, and why every occupier should get one. And we also have retail smart tech. Now this takes a global view on trends about retail and how major chains across the globe are incorporating technology as part of their retail offering.
From a statistics perspective, Stats New Zealand released the latest building consent stats for New Zealand. So within these latest stats, they found that there are about 50,000 homes consented in New Zealand over the past 12 months. So this annual level of consenting was pretty similar to the prior release, although it was down about 14% year on year for the specific month of October. Looking at the details, there was about 28,000 consents released for multi-unit housing. So that was up about 27% year on year. Meanwhile, the consents for standalone houses were about 22,000, which was down 14% year on year. So these statistics continue to confirm the pivot towards multi-unit housing across New Zealand. Stats New Zealand also released some interesting density statistics. So this looks at the number of new homes consented per 1,000 residents. Now within this, the areas with the strongest activity were Queenstown Lakes District, Auckland's Maungakiekie, Tamaki local board area, so that's One Tree Hill, Onehunga and Panmure and the area around there. The Henderson Massey local board within Auckland, and then finally the Selwyn district near Christchurch.
Next up, we have Precinct that's launched a partnership with PAG to acquire 40 and 44 Bowen Street in Wellington. This partnership will purchase both the buildings for circa $240 million, with PAG taking 80% and Precinct taking circa 20%. Now with that, we have Precinct acquiring 61 Molesworth Street in Wellington as well. Now this will be the next development project of about 24,000 square meters office. There'll be 11 levels plus a cafe on the ground floor, meeting rooms, and also end-of-trip facilities. Now it's also been pre-leased to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade.
And then finally, in New Zealand news, Bayleys released our latest Rural Insights magazine. Now this is pretty exciting. It showcases a series of articles in the rural sector. These articles include regenerative farming, emerging options for fertiliser, emerging options for crops around the country, which is kind of interesting, an update on exports to China, and then finally an update on broadband connectivity for rural communities. The magazine also showcases a full array of market research covering the pastoral, dairy, horticulture and viticulture markets, and big shout out to Eos Lee from our team for driving that part of the publication.
Now moving offshore's Knight Frank, Bayleys global partner, has also launched their forecast for prime properties in 2023. Now this shows that the Dubai market is forecast to grow by circa 13.5% into 2023. Next up, we have Miami at about 5%, so there's a big gap between number one and number two. 5 risks they have identified coming into 2023 are geopolitical risks, higher taxes, currency shifts, and the undersupply of luxury homes, as well as rising mortgage rates.
Next up, our global partner Knight Frank also released their latest Australian residential review for October 2022. So key updates over there is that the Reserve Bank of Australia has been lifting their cash rate up to 2.85%, and that's with 7 consecutive rises. One of the updates over there is that the New South Wales government has introduced a new tax bill. So this is the Property Tax First Home Buyers Choice Bill for 2022. So within this bill, first home buyers get the choice to either have an ongoing property tax or to pay stamp duty at the time that they acquire their property. That actually sounds like it might be a tricky decision for buyers, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So finally, we've got our property of the week. I'll kick off this week. So we've got 38 Grosvenor Street in Cambridge. And so this is Richardson House. It's a heritage icon for the local area. It's got 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, high stud ceilings on a 1,661 square metre site. Heritage icon for the area. It's Heritage C listed with James Dolce architecture. Absolutely stunning. And if you want to learn more about this, you can contact Amanda Merrington from Bayleys Cambridge.
Now, my property of the week this week is actually this building, 65 to 71 Federal Street in Auckland CBD. It's a great location for a building located close to Sky Tower, the new New Zealand International Convention Centre, the Auckland CRL, and also a short walk from the waterfront. There are approvals in place for a 55-level residential tower plus ground floor retail. So if you want to learn more about this property, please get in touch with Cameron Melhuse, James Chan, or David Bailey from the Auckland commercial team.
That's it, we'll wrap it up here. So massive thanks to the vendor and the Bayleys commercial team for getting us into film today. It's been really interesting filming within a car park environment. And thanks very much, Ankur.
Thanks, Chris.
And we'll see you next time. See you, bye.
See ya.